Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson save. Sorry about no upload yesterday. A bit of family stuff came up and yeah, wasn't in the right frame of mind to do a video. But today we are back after last week's plethora of videos with fantasy football, with real life football as well. We are back on FM and back with two games for you. Two really important games. Inter in the Champions League and Arsenal in the league away at the Emirates. So tough two games coming for you today. As always, before we get into it though, drop a like down below if you're enjoying the series. Make sure while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and then follow it up with the bell icon. I know there's a lot of new subscribers on the channel over the last couple of weeks or so. So hello, my name's James. This is Off the Woodwork. We do a lot of Football Manager and football videos on the channel, so thank you very much for subscribing, and let's get straight into this one. So since we last met, we played quite a few games, to be fair. We last met against when was it against? It was against Marseille in the European Super Cup. We then gone on a little bit of a run, but some of these performances kind of really do mask how hard they were. So beat Brentford 3-0. A relatively straightforward one there, especially when they got Yusuf Poulsen sent off on the 58th minute just before the hour mark. The game against Barcelona was absolutely mental. All done within the first 40 minutes. Second half of it was pretty poor. We went 2-0 up with Zagadou and Embolo scoring the goals. They then came back to 2 apiece with Mohamed Salah and Tiba scoring a goal, and then Breel Embolo with 5 minutes before half time winning the game for us. So the away leg, or the away game at the Camp Nou, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We beat Palace 6-2 again. Aaron Wan-Bissaka being sent off there again on the hour mark. We came through 6-2 winners there. Loads of scorers for ourselves. A highly rotated side beat United in the Carabao Cup, and that was pretty much all that was meant to be said, to be fair. A relatively decent win against West Ham and CSK Moscow in the Champions League. And then a couple of really tough games. Away at Bournemouth, 2-0. Moise Kean on the 4th and the 45th minute scoring a goal there. He could have had a hat-trick, but he missed a penalty. But all in all, really tough game going down to the Bournemouth Stadium there, and we just came out 2-0 winners. We kept on beating the South Coast teams. Maya and James Maddison scoring the goals there. Will Perry getting a big injury. James Maddison missing a penalty yet again. But again, a really tough game on the 2nd minute and the 52nd minute. And Brighton really gave us a tough game there. We then went away to the San Siro and played a huge game against Inter, and Moise Kean just on the half-hour mark. But if we have a look at the match stats of this one, as you can see, Inter all over us. It was a bit of a smash and grab, hit and run kind of situation away at the San Siro. They absolutely dominated with regards to shots on goal, but we nicked one from Moise Kean and came away with 3 points. Leicester in the league beat them 5-1. Polcone, Zagadou, Teixeira, Embolo and Lauritsen. Marin picking up yet another injury. Marin and Will Perry out for long term, couple of months for each of those, so having to bring in some reinforcements there. Rotated side went to Brighton and got knocked out of the Carabao Cup on penalties. Adolfo and Edimar missing their penalties, and not really bothered about that tournament anyway. And then came back to St James's Park and beat Swansea 5-0, relatively decent win there. So this is how the league looks. We are currently top of the table. We are top by 9 points ahead of Chelsea, who've actually got a game in hand. 9 points ahead of Brighton. Brighton's still up there playing some fantastic football. Liverpool in 4th, Tottenham in 5th, City and United in 6th and 7th, Arsenal in 8th. So Arsenal were struggling this season, but they've pulled themselves back up to the top half of the table. Moise Kean, top goal scorer so far this season, with Tellier, Henrique and Polcone really doing some fantastic work this year with their average ratings, and Rakitic in the top of the clean sheets. Tellier really come in and been fantastic for us this season. A 7.6 in the Champions League, a 7.95 in the Premier League, and a 7.76 overall. He's been phenomenal. 10 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists, 4 player of the matches, a 7.95 overall. Been absolutely absolutely brilliant in the starting 11 when he's kicked in. So great signing for us is Giuliano Tellier, and that is pretty much all the roundup to be done and dusted today. As I said, we play Arsenal later on. They are in 8th, and we go down to the Emirates for that one. But first off is the Champions League game against Inter Milan. So this is the lineup for the game against Inter. We've got Rakitic in goal, Tellier, Porcone, Zagadou and Luis Enrique at the back line. We've got Teixeira and Lauritsen in the middle of midfield, with Embolo, Maddison and Keane in behind Adolfo. Declan Rice, Paul Davis, Lewis Cook, Maya, Lete is now in the starting lineup because Teresiano has picked up a little bit of a knock in recent weeks, so having to bring Lete up to the first team. Edimar in the first team because of injuries to Marin and Will Perry, with Fetiarp on the bench there. If we have a look at Marin and Will Perry, put them in the under-23s because they're going to be out for 8 weeks between them. Marin out for 8 weeks with a torn thigh muscle, and Will Perry out for 2 months, so 8 weeks, with another torn thigh muscle as well. Alberto Ferrer, he's out for a couple of weeks because he fractured his jaw in training. So yeah, injuries, big injuries as well to all the squad this kind of last couple of weeks or so. Missing out Belal, he's currently injured, so he's coming back to full fitness. Teresiano and Van Zanten again coming back to full fitness, and Bevis and Carneo just missing out there. So let's get into this first game against Inter, hoping for 3 more points. We are currently top of our Champions League group by 5 points ahead of Inter Milan. Barcelona only picking up 1 point in their 3 games. CSK Moscow 3 points from 3 games, so not too bad there. And say we lead the way in the group. If we win this, we go through to the next round of the Champions League. Let's go get it. From kickoff, and we go on the attack. Embolo driving forward, but good tackle. Now Craig gets the ball clear, but only as far as Luis Enrique. He's driving in on that right-hand side. Embolo picks up that loose ball into Adolfo, but headed clear. Maddison to Teixeira. Lauritsen with a half yard. Back to Lauritsen again, goes for a shot and shoots just over. Intent from Newcastle. From that goal kick, Zoet launches that ball forward, and Zagadou needs to win that header, and he does, but Maddison doesn't win the second one, and Correa goes for audacious effort, and it's end-to-end already in the first few minutes. Maddison, free kick, goes for goal and scores. James Maddison from a set piece is absolutely lethal, especially around that type of area. Fantastic goal from James Maddison, 8th of the season, and Zoet absolutely no chance into that top right-hand corner. 1-0 Newcastle. Kone short to Luis Enrique on that left-hand side. Comes inside, finds Lauritsen. Quickly out to Moise Keane. Just about keeps hold of the ball. Trying to find that through ball to Adolfo, but they've done really well. Now Kingsley Coman on the counter-attack. He drives forward at that Newcastle defence into Origi, and Origi scores. Looked slightly offside to me, but the referee's given it his 7th goal of the season, and Kingsley Coman on the devastating counter-attack for Inter, driving forward into the heart of the Newcastle defence. And this is the pass here. Passes it just, he looks offside there. Let's see if we can just skip it back. That's where the ball is played. Enrique and Porcone both keeping him onside, and it's 1 apiece. Corner, Maddison in swinger. Can he find a black and white shirt? No. Finds Fabinho at that near post. Zagadou trying to get it back in and just hits the defender in front of him. Luis Enrique picking up that ball into Lauritsen. Finds Teixeira. Can he find a through ball? Finds Embolo into Maddison. Goes for a long effort. Dip in, but not enough, and it's just over. 10 minutes before half-time, Embolo again on that right-hand side, trying to find Moise Keane. Looks like he's been shoved by Odriozola. He's going to have a look at the footage. Is the ref, VAR, coming into this game, and the ref's going to have a look, and we'll see what he says when he comes back. Here he comes. Ref is back out, and Odriozola, has he been penalised? Yes, he has. It's going to be a penalty to Newcastle. James Maddison's going to step up, hoping for his 2nd goal of the game. From 12 yards, he makes his run up. Is he going to score? Yes, he is. Cool, calm, collected from the Englishman. His 9th goal of the season. 2-1 to Newcastle. 2-1 here at St James's Park. Barca are beating CSK Moscow 5-0 at the Camp Nou. So as it stands, we would go through to the next round of the Champions League from 4 wins from 4 games. And yeah, who else is playing today? Benfica drawing with Lyon, and Monaco drawing with Roma as well. Going to get into the team talk. I'm just going to say I'm not happy with the performance out there. Need a little bit more from all of these players just to ensure we win this game in this next 45. 20 minutes left. Keane on that left-hand side. He's going to find the ball out to Eddie Myers. Come on for Mbolo. Drives into the penalty box. Keane to the back post. And good clearance from I think that was Marlon at the back there. Corner. Pedrinho whipped that ball in and Rakitic comes out. Claims really well. Inter still a danger from set pieces and on the counter-attack. So we need to be really, really careful. Porcone playing the ball out. Finds Lauritsen now. He's got time and space. Finds Arnie Myers come on for João Teixeira. Lauritsen into James Maddison. Lovely ball. Finds Edimar now. Quite compact are Inter. Having to go on the outside. Keane at the back post. He's there. Heads back across and just over from the Italian. Corner again. Maddison outswinger. Trying to find someone at the near post. Lauritsen picks up that loose pass into Maddison again. Lauritsen back to Maddison. Whips that ball in this time. Keane. This time off the crossbar. And just clear. And Moise Keane very, very unlucky with a couple of chances in the last few minutes. Barca winning 7-0 currently. Pablo Fornals scoring the goal there to put them 7-0 up. And yeah, that game pretty much well and done. Fabinho driving forward from the midfield. Goes for a shot and Rakitic is equal to it. 4 minutes to go now in this game against Inter. Piling on the pressure. Keane now on a 6.2 after the couple of misses that he's had. But the whistle, or the timers, really dwindled down. The whistle's gone. 2-1 to Newcastle. Again, all the damage done in the first half. Should have gone clearer in that second half with Moise Keane missing some gilt-edged chances, hence why he's on a 6.2. But James Maddison with the player of the match, 8.8 for him. 2 goals, both from set pieces. We now go to the Emirates and Arsenal. Can we keep our good run of form going? And can we keep our start of the season ticking over? Here we go then, second game of the episode against Arsenal. This is the lineup. The lineup is literally the same as the one that started against Inter. On the bench, Cook, Meyer, Arp. Teresiano comes back on the bench after his layoff. Leite, Van Zanten again on the bench after a layoff, and Declan Rice. Edimar picked up a little bit of a knock. He was probably going to start this game ahead of Moise Keane, but picked up an injury in midweek, so he won't be playing at all. Let's get into this one against Arsenal. Looking for, I'll take a point right now, really would, because the last few games we've just not been in form, and the other teams have played really well against us. So we're going with a 4-2-3-1. They're with a 4-2-3-1 as well, but slightly deeper midfield pairing with Aura in behind Mauricio. Smith Rowe on the right, Guajali on the Smith on the left, Guijali on the right, Sarr, Molnar, Aya ex Newcastle man, and Herranz are the back line with Leno in goal, Torreira and Gomez in the midfield duo. On the bench, Pepe is actually there, who they've signed in real life, and they've also got Reece Nelson and Hector Bellerin, so still got some Arsenal players there as well. Been on a good run lately, go out there and produce the goods, and I'm just going to passionately say, got faith in you, can go out there and make the difference. Let's kick off. We're in our blue strip, they're in their red and white strip. Let's go and get a positive performance away at Arsenal. Gomez picking up the loose ball, goes back to Leno and he launches the ball clear, but Zagadou cutting that ball out, goes to Teixeira into Moise Keane, goes for goal, and Bernd Leno saves that pretty comfortably from the young Italian winger. Leno, though, going to stay with this highlight, going to launch that ball forward to Smith Rowe, knocks it down to Aura. Gomez out to Guajali, driving forward into the defence of Newcastle, and they've gone all the way through, and Smith Rowe finds the back of the net. Thought it was going to be a highlight for us, but actually, highlight for Arsenal. They go 1-0 up after 5 minutes, and let's see this in 3D. They're having a look at VAR, but I think it'll be counted as a goal. Yeah, there we go. Been counted. Gomez quickly out to Guajali, driving forward to that Newcastle defence. Great tackle by Zagadou. Falls to Aura, and Smith Rowe just dances his way through both Porcone and Tellier. 1-0 Arsenal. Aouar again in swinging free kick into the back post, and it looks like there's been a foul. Martin Atkinson's going to have a look at VAR, and we could go 2-0 down here from the penalty spot if he gives it. And it looks like Luis Enrique is the one that's given away the foul, and the referee's going to come out and have a look, and it is going to be a penalty, and it will be Hossam Aouar to step up. He's been a thorn in our side in this 20 minutes at Arsenal. Aouar against Rakitic, but Rakitic makes a massive save, and we get the ball clear. And now, can we turn that round to make this game into a game, because Arsenal have been all over us in this first 20 minutes or so. Smith Rowe on this right hand side, driving forward, finds Mauricio, but we get too caught up. Zagadou just comes across, he misses the tackle, and Bachinho puts that ball into the back of the net. As I said, Arsenal all over us, definitely deserve a 2-0 lead here. Smith Rowe dinks that ball over the top. It's a rush of blood to the head from Zagadou, and Mauricio puts that ball past Rakitic. 2-0 Arsenal. Charlie throws the ball in, finds Aouar again. Lauritson's there, but doesn't get the tackle in. Smith throws at the back post, and Rakitic claims. And now, can we get a goal just before half-time? A goal before half-time keeps us in this match. We go long, trying to find Adolfo, but Molnar just brings that ball down and goes back to Leno. Sarr on that left-hand side. Quick pass in to Smith Rowe. Now Mauricio cuts inside, goes to Guajali on the right hand side, whips that ball into the back post. Smith throws there, and that is 3-0 to Arsenal. We are being picked apart by this Arsenal team, and they definitely deserve their 3-0 lead so far. We've just not been at the races. Guajali gets that ball under control, whips that ball into the back post. Telly is nowhere to be seen, been singing his praises at the start of the episode. He's gone walkabouts here. 3-0 Arsenal. And that is half-time. Going to absolutely batter them, aggressively say, you're much better than this, you're not playing at all well. We're going to make 3 changes. Adolfo's coming off for Fetiar. Madison is going to come off for Teresiano, and we're also going to bring off Luis Enrique, and we're going to bring Van Zanten on that left-hand side. Can Telia play there? Doesn't matter. We're going to put Van Zanten on that left-hand side because those 3 players, absolutely awful. 6.2s or lower. We need a better second half. We need something. Playing for pride here now. Aouar in swinging corner. Can he find a red and white shirt? Yes, he can. He knocks it down to Guajali, and it's 4-0 to Arsenal. We haven't been torn apart like this for absolutely ages. Aouar, the creator of everything for Arsenal today, whips that ball in. Molnar knocks it down. Guajali's there. Zagadou's just a statue. 4-0 Arsenal. And that is it. Full time whistle goes. Arsenal 4, Newcastle 0. We didn't create anything of any note in that game. Arsenal absolutely ripped us apart. And as you can have a look at the 2 average ratings for both sides, Arsenal greens all over the shop. And I think our best player probably was Teresiano, came off the bench at half time. That is exactly what we deserved. Absolutely horrendous game there against Arsenal. Luckily, we're so far ahead in the league, it won't make too much of a difference. So at the end of the weekend, this is how the league looks. Our first loss of the season against Arsenal still keeps us 7 points clear of Liverpool, who we play next in the league. We also play Chelsea following that as well. So first versus second, first versus third. There will be the next episodes coming up for you tomorrow. So let's have a look at this. So yeah, we play Liverpool next. We then play Barcelona in the Champions League, and I'll bring you kind of a roundup of that one because we're already through to the next round of the Champions League, and then we go to Stamford Bridge and Chelsea at the end of November. So Liverpool, Chelsea with a little bit of Barcelona thrown in for you tomorrow at 5:30. But that is it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you don't want to miss out any more content. Remember, tick the little bell icon so you know to add every time a video goes live. And until next time, when we bring you Liverpool, Chelsea and a little bit of Barcelona, I'll see you soon.